Curious how to make this 1970s vintage Irish soda bread? Well, join me in taking a look in the past for this delicious recipe. Let's jump right into the kitchen. Oh, look at that fresh bread, just about done. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get started mixing up our Irish whole wheat soda bread from the 1970s James Beard recipe. So we have all of our ingredients here. We're gonna put together all of our dry ingredients. So the main thing is the 3 cups of whole wheat flour. That is really important. We've got a cup of all-purpose flour. That is awesome. And then we have a tablespoon of my favorite thing, kosher salt, or whatever salt you prefer. And then, of course, the teaspoon of baking soda, really important. Now this is a great bread if you are a little trepidatious or afraid of making yeasted bread. This is a great way to get started. And then 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So it's interesting to have both of these leaveners in here. Now I've made soda bread many times, but this is the first time I've tried this particular recipe, and it's just slightly different. Let me know if you love soda bread or have tried making it before, or if you like St. Patrick's Day menus. Or also tell me your favorite 1970s or 80s memories if you have any. Or if you like any media from that time, let me know. So we have the dry ingredients all whisked up. I just always like to use a whisk to get those incorporated. And then we're gonna add another of my favorite things, buttermilk. So I have a 1.5 cups here. If the dough doesn't come out moist or soft enough, we can always add a little bit more. But let's see how this looks. So I was definitely a child. I was born in the 70s and grew up, of course, in the 70s and 80s. So a lot of fun memories there. I remember going to the local preschool, and one of the treats my mom brought were Knox blocks, which I think that recipe is still on that gelatin package. It's just fruit juice and the gelatin. So very, very simple stuff. Let me know if you have any early memories, even if you didn't grow up in the 70s or 80s. It's always fun to think about those things. So I'm gonna come back in just a moment because I think I am gonna add a little bit more buttermilk before we get this out onto the board to knead it and get it ready for baking. So I'll be right back. So I think adding this bit of buttermilk is gonna help moisten this bread a little bit more. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite bread is. I just love all kinds of bread. I just made some every single week. I make bagels. I make sourdough bagels, and I do put some yeast in them so they don't take forever. Because to be honest, I don't mind a recipe that takes a little bit of time, but I don't want a recipe to take me more than a day, or even one day. Like waiting all those hours is a little much. So it sort of depends on the recipe. Sometimes I'm willing to wait that long for bread, but I kind of prefer the ones that are slightly shorter, especially if I'm almost out of bread and I don't want to wait that long for toast. Let me know how you are with those recipes that take ages to create. Sometimes it's okay to have a few little shortcuts. So we have our soda bread dough down here. So the recipe says, good old James Beard, I love him. He says to knead this until it's velvety smooth. And this is just so relaxing to knead the bread. This is so nice. So in the 1970s, I grew up out in the countryside. So my mom did a lot of stuff from scratch. I do remember having whole grain breads and things like that. So those are nice memories to have all those fresh things. And as soon as I was old enough, I loved to help with those things and learn how to make my recipes. So that is a lot of fun. Let me know if you have any early memories growing up making bread or any of those type of recipes with your family. Those are really fun to remember. So we are getting this nice and kneaded. We do need you, bread, we do. You are not forgotten, bread. You are awesome. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit, I always keep like a little scooper of flour out here. Let's get this nice and beautiful. We don't need to knead it for too long, but we want to have it in pretty good shape. Now this is looking really nice. So let's take a moment. We'll be right back and we'll get it ready to put in the oven. Look how beautiful that is. I wanted to show you how I sort of tucked this under. You can see the folds, so I did that to form the round loaf. This is a very country style loaf, so it's not gonna look absolutely smooth and perfect, but it's perfect as it is, just like everyone here. And I'm gonna use this tool. You can use any sharp knife that you have, but this is one of those kind of razor things for scoring sourdough. I'm just gonna use this to put a little X on the top. And then we're putting this into a 375-degree oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. And I'm trying it in this greased cake pan. This is an 8-inch pan, but you can also use a cookie sheet that's greased or has parchment or something like that. So let's get this in the oven and I'll be back when it's out. All right, while the bread is baking in the oven, I thought we'd take a look at this book, Beard on Bread from 1974. And I've already made one recipe out of this book on my channel, but I wanted to show you this recipe that we're using now, and it'll be down in the description below. But one of the things that I love about this are the hand drawings that are so lovingly placed here. They really make you think about the process of making bread and just how beautiful and calming it is. So I love that touch in this book. It's really a piece of artwork. And a recipe that I ran across recently that I thought would be fun to try. Let me know in the comments down below if you think waterproofed bread sounds interesting. I guess for the first rising, you actually submerge it in water. So I would be really curious to see what happens here. This is a yeasted bread, but again, it shows you in a beautiful way through these drawings how it's created. So let me know any other bread recipes. There are so many in here: French style, free form, rye bread, even kind of quick breads and fruit breads, rolls, all kinds of fun stuff. Pita bread, it's so pretty. Anyways, lots of fun things to discover in this book, so let me know what you think. And we'll be back with the bread coming out of the oven and a family tasting to see how it is. See you soon. Check it out, fresh bread. It just came out of the oven. It took about 35 minutes to bake, but look how fabulous that is. So stick around for the family tasting where we taste this fabulous Irish soda bread. Before we start the family tasting, I thought I would show you a piece of the bread. It is nice and moist and has a lovely crumb to it. So I'm excited to taste it and see how it is. The whole family's here to taste the bread. And take a piece.
What kind of bread?
It is Irish soda bread.
Oh, I love soda bread.
The whole wheat version.
Oh.
Is this for St. Patrick's Day?
That's right, that's tomorrow, so. Yay. Mmm. Mmm.
Delicious. I've improved.
Pretty good.
Yeah, nice and soft and flavor.
Nice texture.
Yep,
Definitely
just
want-
needs butter.
Definitely want butter on it.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Definitely have some
It would
butter
be
with your bread. Yeah.
Delicious to dip in corned beef broth.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
that sounds great. Thanks guys, see you later.